10 foods, 10 origin stories, ranked from familiar to genuinely controversial. Some made fortunes, some sparked court trials. One has a yeast culture older than the state of California. Let's talk about the top 10 classic foods born in our favorite city, San Francisco. And it all started in 1849, when 300,000 hungry men chased gold into a single city: sourdough bread. Here's a strange thought. A piece of bread you eat in San Francisco today might contain microscopic life that's been alive since the gold rush. That's sourdough, the tangy, chewy, crackling crust bread that's become the city's edible signature. Unlike regular bread, it doesn't use commercial yeast. It's made with a living mix of flour, water, and wild yeast. The wild yeast does the rising, and a unique bacterium called Lactobacillus sanfrancisensis gives it that sharp, sour bite. That bacteria thrive in the bay's foggy air, which is why sourdough from anywhere else tastes different. But do you know Boudin Bakery opened in 1849, and they're still using the same mother dough today? Every loaf they sell contains descendants of yeast that fed a gold miner 177 years ago. After the 1906 earthquake destroyed the city, sourdough was marketed to tourists as something they couldn't get anywhere else on Earth, and they came in droves. But bread alone doesn't define San Francisco. The next dish was invented because fishermen were broke. 9. Cioppino. Picture a $50 seafood stew on the menu of a high-end San Francisco restaurant. That's cioppino, a rich, tomato-based seafood stew packed with Dungeness crab, clams, mussels, shrimp, squid, and white fish. It's basically the entire San Francisco Bay in a bowl. It's made by sautéing garlic and onions, adding crushed tomatoes, white wine, fish stock, and Italian herbs, then layering in the seafood, firmest first, most delicate last, served with crusty sourdough for dunking. In the late 1800s, Italian fishermen worked at Meigs's Wharf in North Beach. When one came home empty-handed, he'd walk dock to dock holding an empty pot, asking the luckier fishermen to chip in, a crab here, a clam there. In their thick Italian accent, chip in sounded like ciopin. That's how cioppino got its name. Today, it's the signature dish of San Francisco, a humble survival recipe sold for $45 a bowl. But while fishermen were inventing from leftovers, the city's grand hotels were inventing for opera stars. Chicken tetrazzini. In 1910, a single concert in San Francisco drew 250,000 people into the streets. And the woman singing was so famous that the city's grandest hotel invented a dish just for her. Chicken tetrazzini is a rich, creamy pasta bake. Shredded chicken, mushrooms, butter, parmesan, and a splash of sherry, folded into spaghetti and broiled until golden. The Palace Hotel chef layered it like a casserole, drowned it in cream sauce, and crisped the top under the broiler. It was created in 1908 for Luisa Tetrazzini, an Italian opera star nicknamed the Florentine Nightingale. She was a palace regular, and the chef built it to match her larger-than-life personality and her voice. 2 years later, she gave a free Christmas Eve concert outside the hotel. 250,000 people came. The dish exploded across America, becoming a fixture on white tablecloth menus, perfect for dinner parties. 100 years later, it still lands on holiday tables. But tetrazzini was named for a real opera star. The next dish, named for someone who barely exists anymore, green goddess dressing, 1923. There's a salad dressing on shelves in every major American grocery store, named after a play that virtually no one has watched in 100 years. The play closed. The actor died. The dressing? Still here. Green Goddess is a creamy herbal salad dressing. Pale green, tangy, savory, with a hint of fish from anchovies. It's the sophisticated cousin of ranch. This is made by blending mayonnaise and sour cream with anchovy, fresh tarragon, chives, parsley, lemon juice, and a splash of vinegar. The herbs give it the color. The anchovy gives it depth. The story starts in 1923 at the Palace Hotel. Actor George Arliss was in town, starring in a hit Broadway tour called The Green Goddess. The hotel hosted a banquet in his honor, and chef Philip Romer invented a brand new dressing named after the play. The play faded. Arliss died in 1946, but the dressing got picked up by home cooks, then big brands, and never left. It outlived its own inspiration. The next dish was also named for a person. The problem? Nobody knows who he was. Crab Louis, around 1914. It's been called the king of salads for 100 years. There's just one problem with that title. Nobody knows who the king was. Crab Louis is a cold seafood salad made with sweet Dungeness crab. The crab is served on crispy iceberg lettuce with boiled eggs, tomato slices, and asparagus. But the real star is the dressing. It's a creamy pink sauce made with mayonnaise, ketchup, lemon juice, pickle relish, and a little hot sauce. Some recipes also add Worcestershire sauce. The dressing is poured all over the crab, giving the salad its rich, tangy flavor. It first showed up on a San Francisco menu around 1914 at Solari's restaurant in the financial district. The food critics raved. Newspapers across the country reprinted the recipe. By the 1920s, it was a national icon. But strangely, nobody has ever figured out who Louis was. Not a chef, not a guest, not a manager. The name just stuck, and it never came off the menu. People love it because it's pure decadence in a salad. The next dish you'd swear was Chinese. It isn't. It was invented in San Francisco, chop suey. Here's a question that should bother you. Why can't you order chop suey in China? The answer is that it isn't actually Chinese. It's American. Specifically, it's San Franciscan. Chop suey is a wok-fried mix of meat, vegetables, and egg served over rice. The name comes from Cantonese for odds and ends, and that's the giveaway. It was never a Chinese dish. It was a leftover dish, born in a moment of pure improvisation. The legend, 1860s, San Francisco's Chinatown. A group of drunk gold miners stumble into a Chinese restaurant after closing time and demand food. The cook is out of everything. He throws scraps, bits of pork, cabbage, bean sprouts, whatever's left, into a wok with soy sauce and egg, hands it over, and prays they don't notice. They love it. Word spreads. Within 30 years, chop suey will be on the menus of Chinese restaurants in every American city. And it was so convincing that even today, millions of people assume it came from China. But if you think chop suey is the biggest food misattribution in history, just wait. The fortune cookie. You've cracked open a fortune cookie at the end of 1,000 Chinese meals. But the twist, it isn't Chinese. It's Japanese, but it was invented in San Francisco. Whoa, what? A fortune cookie is a thin, folded vanilla and butter wafer with a slip of paper hidden inside. Half dessert, half tiny ritual. The Japanese version, called Tsujiura Senbei, came first. It was darker, larger, miso and sesame flavored, and the paper inside held a literal fortune. In 1914, a Japanese-American gardener named Makoto Hagiwara began serving them at the Japanese Tea Garden in Golden Gate Park. He swapped the flavor to vanilla, dropped in thank you notes, and served them with tea. American customers were hooked. Then came World War II. Japanese Americans were forced into internment camps. Their bakeries closed. Chinese-American restaurants picked up the cookie and ran with it. And within a decade, the world believed it was Chinese. In 1983, San Francisco's Court of Historical Review held a mock trial and ruled the fortune cookie a San Franciscan invention. The next item didn't need a court ruling. A whole city crowned it. It's it, 1928. How does a 5-cent treat invented at a beach amusement park become a city's official food? In 1928, that's exactly what happened in San Francisco. It's 2 oatmeal cookies sandwiching vanilla ice cream. Then the whole thing gets dunked in dark chocolate that hardens into a shell. 3 layers, no frills. George Whitney created it at Playland at the Beach, an amusement park on Ocean Beach where San Franciscans escaped on weekends. Whitney needed something cheap that wouldn't melt during a long stroll. The chocolate coating was the genius. It sealed everything in and held its shape in the salty fog. For 44 years, you could only get an It's It at Playland. Nowhere else on Earth. When the park was demolished in 1972, San Franciscans nearly rioted. Demand was so intense that a dedicated factory opened just to keep production alive. It's now sold in every Bay Area grocery store, officially declared the official food of San Francisco. Not bad for a Depression-era snack. But this next item required 1,000 failed experiments, and the mayor himself, to finally perfect Irish coffee, the San Francisco version, 1952. What if I told you that San Francisco's most famous cocktail is technically Irish? And yet the version every American drinks was invented because one bartender refused to give up. Irish coffee is hot black coffee, Irish whiskey, sugar, and a thick collar of cream floating perfectly on top. Sounds simple. It's not. The cream has to sit on the coffee without sinking. That single problem broke a man. In 1952, San Francisco Chronicle travel writer Stanton Delaplane returned from Shannon Airport in Ireland, obsessed with a coffee drink he'd tasted there. He challenged Jack Cupler, owner of the Buena Vista Cafe, to recreate it. For weeks, every batch failed. The cream kept sinking to the bottom. Cupler tested every dairy in the city. Desperate, he consulted San Francisco's mayor, who happened to own a dairy farm. The answer? Cream aged exactly 48 hours, whipped to a specific thickness. It worked. The Buena Vista now serves 2,000 Irish coffees a day, 73 years later, using the same recipe. But it can't be compared to this final food on our list, which started a billion-dollar empire, the Mission Burrito. What if one hungry firefighter's lunch order in 1961 secretly built a $90 billion fast food empire? That's the story of the Mission Burrito. A Mission Burrito is a massive flour tortilla, steamed soft, stuffed with rice, beans, meat, salsa, cheese, and guacamole, then sealed in foil so tightly that the wrapper doubles as structural support. Every bite stays intact. Here's how it started. September 26, 1961. El Faro Taqueria, San Francisco's Mission District. Owner Fabronio Ontiveros faced a group of starving firefighters. A normal tortilla was too small to feed them, so he grabbed two, overlapped them, and wrapped everything inside. The Mission style was born by accident. People fell in love with the size, the price, and the foil ritual. Hot, cheap, handheld. Fast forward to 1993. A Denver guy named Steve Ells visited the Mission, tried one, went home, and opened a copycat. He called it Chipotle. Today, Chipotle has 3,500 stores and a $90 billion market cap. Every single one traces back to that firehouse lunch. Now I need your help settling something in the comments. Which of these 10 belongs in the Food Hall of Fame, and which one is wildly overrated? Drop your pick below. See you in the next one.